welcome to the No More Respawn Podcast, your destination for all things gaming.
Hey guys, welcome to No More Respawns episode 3. Ben here along with my co-host Ryan. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, how's it going, Ben?
It's going. I mean, I made you wait probably an extra hour before we started this episode. So
yeah, that 10 minutes surely did feel like 10 months.
I accidentally texted him 10 months. I'm like, 10 minutes, but then I continued not to get on. I had to set things up. But in this episode, we're going to talk about the Switch 2. It just came out a day ago for us when we recorded this. And I was actually able to get one. Well, I had a pre-order I talked about in the last episode, but here it is, the Switch 2. I won't make you wait. Yeah, we'll get that click in there right away. Unfortunately, Ryan
I've been waiting for that.
Wasn't able to get one or didn't want to get one. He's decided not to want to play games with me ever again. So I don't know how I feel about that. But
an internal dilemma that we'll talk about later.
Yeah, we'll get to that later. And we're going to get to some recent news, including the Switch and some games that came out and what we've been playing, which for me has been the Switch, and some other fun topics. So we'll go ahead and get started with that. How about you start things off, Ryan?
Apparently the other day, it makes it sound like a news article, but there was like northern lights happening. I didn't see anything. I only heard about it. Tried looking out the window, nothing. It's not the first time it happened either. You know, like go outside, try like adjusting like the camera and the settings.
Yeah.
It's just the sky, just black sky.
You're like, this is nice.
I get to participate in the northern lights this time, and it's just dark, just darkness.
I was there outside when it was happening somewhere.
It's funny though, because normally like you'll see other people's posts online, and it's like, well, online, and it's like an immaculate picture, you know?
Yeah.
Like pure master photo, edited everything, and I didn't see anything. So it's like I had to look it up to see if it actually happened, and it did.
It's like when people go outside and the moon looks beautiful, so they get their phone out and they're like, "Oh, I'm going to take a photo of this," and then it ends up being just a little speck on a black
it's
screen.
Like this little white dot that you can't follow around on the screen, and you're like,
that looks smudged. It just doesn't look like anything in particular. Oh man,
that's how it always turns out. If I end up getting like a telescope or whatever, and just kind of, I just have a really cheap, crappy one, but I'll like put my phone up to that and try like taking a photo that way. And they turn out a lot better than just the phone.
But I got that 20x zoom. What are you talking about?
Picture that 20x zoom with that like 100x zoom from the telescope, you know?
Yeah. I don't remember the last time I actually looked through a telescope. That's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I don't know why you've never brought it out when I was over, but I won't hold that against you.
Yeah, we'll have to walk outside at night together with a telescope.
Yeah. Oh, geez. So I guess I should have started with this before you went about the stars and everything. So with kind of back to the Switch 2, it came out on June 5th, which this is Tuesday, whatever day it ends. I can't think right now, but I was all worried about mine was coming by mail because I had it pre-ordered and I worked that day. So I was all worried it was going to come and sit on the porch all day and, you know, porch pirates. And I don't even want to, I worry about enough things. I don't want to worry about the Switch being taken and it being so much longer before I can actually play it. And it was all this worry for nothing because I got it from Walmart and they actually brought it. I think it was like 6:45 in the morning.
That's really good.
Oh, I know. They came in clutch.
It's like perfect.
I was barely even up making my coffee, getting ready for work, and I had my ring ready. They probably see the little light on the ring where it shows somebody's watching. And I'm just watching. I see you. Put it down. And I keep watching to make sure they don't put it down and then come back and take it or something after they take the photo. I trust them. But not. I mean, I don't trust anybody. So I watch them until they leave. I run outside, grab it, run inside with it, take it out of the box, do a quick YouTube post. definitely wasn't running late for work after that, but
You then have to go to work right afterwards. You get this like really exciting thing, and you're like, well,
it's
time to go to work
tough.
again.
I regret it. It's just like, if I call off, it has to be 2 hours before my shift. And I was, I did take the day after off to play, but I wasn't going to take 2 days off. But that day of work took forever. I that 8 hours, I'm seeing all these things on X of people play Mario Kart is so fun. And I'm just sitting there just, oh, that does look fun. I don't know. I had to stop looking at stuff because it was gonna ruin the fun for me. And I did stop, and it was worth it because I still had a good experience with opening and everything. But yeah, we'll get more to the impressions in a little bit.
Yeah. Then you get my messages of negative Switch random things.
I don't want to talk about it.
But I'm sure what you do want to talk about is Italian brain rot. I brought this up because it's been a thing online, and it's not the first time I've seen it either. I see like TikToks about it and whatnot. I'm like, what is this? And people at work start talking. But you probably already heard of it, maybe not. But it's this character.
No, you said that I didn't look it up. I didn't look it up because I wanted you to explain it to me.
Hopefully I do an okay job. The main character is called Tung Tung Sahur, and they have like a whole song about it and stuff.
Can you say it again?
Tung Tung Sahur, I think. I could be mispronouncing it. I don't actually know.
Say it one more time.
Tung Tung Sahur.
Yeah.
It's if you haven't seen it, I guess the best way to picture it is like this, I guess essentially like AI image of a wooden log with like eyes, legs, hands, and it's holding like a big stick as like a club.
Okay.
Sort of thing. I had to look it up too because I was like, where did this come from? And it was obviously Italian brain rot. So it started over there with like the crappy AI images whenever they were like first, it's not like the greatest looking. Yeah, and the internet just kind of took that. They like would pick out these characters from those images, make other images about them, and then it just became like a whole internet thing.
I started highlighting your note, and it brought it brought up little photos like the elephant with the little clock by it and the alligator well ship thing, the little tiki man with in Hellfire. I'm sure it's amazing. I don't know what's going on.
The other one I hear a lot about is the shark with Nike boots or Nike shoes.
Oh my gosh.
I can't remember what that one's called. Oh wait, I do actually have it. Tralala. Yeah, you pronounce it. I know you see that note.
Tralalero.
Gotta say the last name. You can't just not say the last name.
Tralalala.
There you go. But there's like a whole series of characters, and I knew there was like a good handful, but looking it up, there's so many more. Like a coconut capybara and like a green hairy Sasquatch thing. I'm not going to say those names. You're more than welcome to. I know you're reading the same thing I am, but
a green hairy Sasquatch thing. To Pim.
Go ahead, do the coconut capybara. I want
to coconut capybara. Burbaloni luli loli. That was my best attempt.
That's pretty good. I'm not going to try besting you. I'll let you have that.
Okay. Oh, you make me do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great. Another one I've been seeing is just Tung Tung Sahur. There's like he's married to ballerina Cappuccina. Sorry.
So there's a whole lore behind all of this.
Yeah, there's a whole lore, and she's just like a woman ballerina, and her head's like a cappuccino cup.
Are you in the deep Reddits with this?
No, I see this on TikTok float around a lot. I'm like, why am I getting these specifically targeted?
Oh my god!
No, those TikToks are weird because they get dark. Where obviously he's like a stick man club thing or whatever.
Yeah,
and then they'll be like playing with a child teacup that gets broken, and it's like this is taking a dark turn for like AI brain rot lore.
Oh, jeez.
They are interesting to watch, though.
Yeah, I'll have to check them out. Yeah, I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, I've never. I sheltered you from it. I did not send you any. Rachel, on the other hand, has.
I hear her complaining about it sometimes. Like, Ryan always sends me this TikTok brain rot stuff. Like, oh, she does a little like sigh.
I have to send it because I know it like half bothers her. So I'll like aggressively send them.
Yeah, it's just brotherly love.
Yeah, that's all.
If you're not harassing your sister with Italian brain rot, then
like, yeah, what are you doing?
Exactly. You have to get her back for ratting on you with Grand Theft Auto all those years ago.
Yeah, just have to slowly, accrue up to that.
Yeah. A long ways to go.
Before we talk about recent plays, so it's a good time to talk about why I'm not wearing glasses. If you're actually watching this,
that was the biggest mystery so far.
Yeah, it's probably quite apparent. It's the glare. I didn't want the glare to be there when we're recording, and I know it happens. I see it. The preview.
We had a ton of comments of people saying why is there a ring light in his glasses? I'm tired of looking at that. So
yeah, how is this why is this professional lighting system like glaring off his glasses? A reflective surface. No, it's not professional. It's cheap stuff I found.
just for you guys, I'm gonna not be able to see. It's fine.
Yeah, kinda. I'm doing what I can to see. I have, I'm sitting really close to my monitor, so I'm able to read everything.
Oh man, no. Well, you look very dashing without your glasses, Ryan.
Thanks. I was worried about it. I
just married Rachel to get close to you.
Yeah, I got the fugly syndrome, so I'm glad you appreciate me.
Oh my gosh.
So that's a perfect segue into recent plays. Yeah. What have we been playing? Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll start it off, and we're kind of jumping into the Switch 2 stuff now, at least for me, Ryan. But obviously, I've been playing Mario Kart World, and I'm having a blast with it. Rachel and we did all the cups together. She actually we did that the night the Switch came out, or the day the Switch came out. Once I got home from work and we ate and everything, we just played Mario Kart nonstop. I think the first cup we did, she was the cow and I was the penguin. And
you kind of have to be the crazy animals. That's what I want to be.
Yeah. Well, we only did that for the first cup, and we're going to go back to that. But one of the cool features is as you're going through the cups, you can, through a few different situations, one's getting these little fast food bags after you pass restaurants. It will give you an outfit, and it will change you, give you a little speed boost, but you get to keep the outfit. So when you pick your characters, you can actually pick that. So certain characters don't have outfits, and some and some have less outfits or more than others. Yeah. So the really weird characters that aren't as common in games don't have outfits, like the cow and penguin.
I was going to say the cow probably doesn't have much, maybe like a cowboy hat or something random.
Yeah, some characters only have one outfit. Like Donkey Kong has one outfit, but then King Boo has a good handful. There's an aristocrat like outfit for King Boo, which is pretty funny. There's a vampire Waluigi, which is really funny. That is
actually pretty good.
There's a worker Wario who just looks like he has pit stains, and he has like a worker hat on, which is really funny. And there's just a lot of different ones, and it's just been really fun.
How do you dress King Boo? Is it just like a hat?
Well, for the aristocrat one, he has a monocle and I think a top hat, and
that's great.
There's a big overcoat that just goes over his like circle body.
That's actually pretty good. I like that.
Because when we were playing him, he was in that outfit, and we didn't even know what character it was. We're like, is that a narwhal? Like, what the heck just passed us? And it was the aristocrat Boo, but he had that big coat on, and because his body's so round, he just looked like this mass that just passed us.
That's actually really good.
It is. So many of these character outfits just make it jokes, and the amount of different characters you can be is really fun. You can be a crab, you can be a Goomba.
The crab.
Yeah, the crab, the
The classic
Goomba.
crabs on the beach.
Yes, there's so many different ones. And the game introduces a lot of different gameplay mechanics. Like now you can grind on the a whole bunch of different surfaces like fences, the guardrails, things like that.
Does that act like drifting essentially? Like the longer
Yeah.
you spend, you get like a bit better boost.
Yeah, and then you can boost right, you can jump right or left off of whatever you're grinding on or forward. So sometimes there's certain sections where you can jump from different surfaces to keep grinding, but it doesn't automatically set you on it. There's some skill where you kind of have to make sure
Like
you land on it.
balance. Okay.
Not balance. Once you're on the surface, you stay on it till you either jump off or fall off. But when you jump, you kind of control yourself in the air a little bit of where you land. And I think in your head or in my head, I'm with it being Mario Kart, I'm thinking it's kind of going to automatically set me if I'm close. It's not necessarily the case. Sometimes I'm real close, but then I just kind of fall off of it. And it's unfortunate. But they also added wall riding. So if you can jump, if you're kind of jumping off of a grind, or they added another thing where, I don't know if you know remember with Mario Kart, when you drift, you kind of hop into the drift.
Yeah.
Well, and you have to push right or left to make sure you're drifting right or left.
In that direction, yeah.
Yes. In this game, they added a third one, which is if you hop while you're moving in a straight line, your tires will kind of go outward, and you charge a little bit of a jump. So once the charge is done, you can do a little hop. So it gives you a hop to where if there's a guardrail or something, you can hop onto the guardrail and grind. But you have to make sure you're going straight when you start the jump, when you start the hop to charge the jump. Because if you're going slightly right or left, it will turn into a drift. So once you get the charge starting, you can turn left and right. But the initial hop, you need to be going in a straight line to charge a jump instead of starting a drift. It's hard to explain, but once you play it and you get the hang of it, you understand it. And you also use that if you jump into a wall, you'll do a little wall ride where you can hop off the wall as well. So I can only imagine the different exploits or the different shortcuts people are going to come up with all these extra mechanics. It's kind of like Rocket League, where they have a whole bunch of different things you can do. And on the surface, it's, cool, I could jump on the wall and I can jump off and turn. And then people just get so creative with the different combinations of those mechanics to just do crazy things that they get named after.
That's
so
true.
I can imagine with these new varied mechanics in Mario Kart that it's going to get pretty crazy, especially with how wide open the world is. I mean, it's called Mario Kart World. And 24 racers that image. Now. Yeah.
That was the perfect one to send you, the Elden Ring Mario Kart layover thing. I was like, I have to send this. You played both.
You're like, is this true? Yeah, I'm like, yeah, it is. But the game is a blast. Now there's 24 racers, so even when you're going against computers, it's just insane. But I think the game is more balanced than I thought it was going to be. I feel like it's more balanced than Mario Kart 8. Maybe I'm alone in that opinion, but I feel like in Mario Kart 8, obviously skill plays a big role, but I feel like when you fall back to 9th place, 12th place, it is super hard to get out of that spot. And when you get into first, if you're decent at the game, for the most part, unless a blue shell comes, you're pretty set.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that's the case in Mario Kart World. I feel like with the different items they added and they tweaked existing items, where at first I think people were upset with, for instance, the lightning. Now the lightning only affects people in front of you instead of everybody.
Interesting.
Which I like. After I thought about it, I like that, because now there's 24 people. So if you're in 24th place and someone in 12th place gets a lightning,
Yeah.
And then you get because it still takes your item away. So you're in 24th, you get a double item, and then you get a lightning and you get a star or something or a bullet bill
Yeah,
to try to start
exactly.
coming up, and then someone smacks you with a lightning and you're just like, I'm
Yeah, you're like,
never
I
getting out of
wasn't
here.
first, believe me.
I was just about to make my comeback. But
Yeah.
they changed that. They also changed that the bullet bill, where in the previous Mario Kart game and previous Mario Kart games, the bullet bill, when you'd hit somebody, it would act as wrecking them. They'd knock them down full, like you get hit with a shell, full recovery, everything
Yeah.
along those lines. Now, when you're hit with the bullet bill, it kind of just shoves you out of the way. You can still technically shove someone off the edge, but it doesn't wreck them.
Wait, do you control Bullet Bill, or is
you can still steer him as he goes, so it still acts the same that way, but it doesn't wreck people you hit. It acts more of a
like a wedge.
Yeah, it still drives you on like a track, basically, or on a line to get you pretty quick in a good space. And you can be strategic of when you use it, but I don't think that's necessarily bad either, because a lot of times you get that you're going to be in 15th place. The people you're going to hit are also in a bad position. So
15th place is still wild to me. That's fun. I like that.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I think the balancing's really good. Brandon came over today, and we were playing a good bit, and we had so many close races. And something else I noticed is, going into this game, I feel like even Mario Kart 8, I would play 150cc right off the bat, and yeah, there'd be a little bit of struggle going on, but I got the hang of it pretty quickly.
Yeah, once you got a hold, you're good.
And I played Mario Kart 8 so much, and I have the mechanics down with drifting for the most part. It was obviously different with World, but not different enough to where I couldn't relatively quickly get the hang of it.
Okay.
But that being said, I was expecting to go into the 150cc difficulty and get through it without much issue. The computers are actually relatively challenging, which I like. I haven't gotten I've done all the cups with Rachel, and I did a couple cups with Brandon, and nobody, me, Brandon, or Rachel, have gotten the 3 stars in any of which is first place for every race. None of us.
That's pretty good. They set a good threshold then.
Yes. The closest any of us got is 2 stars, where I was so close one time and I got freaking second place because DK, the language I've used playing that game so far. I can only imagine. I don't know if you heard that part of the user agreement with the game chat with or voice chat with the Switch 2 is if you're reported, then Nintendo can look at the last 3 minutes of said reported conversation. I guess they can't access it unless it was reported, so they just can't go and look at it, but they can hear the last 3 minutes. And what they're probably expecting to hear is, "Oh, gee Willikers, brother, that was a rough race. I'm having so much fun," or whatever. But meanwhile, they just hear the most obscene language and cursing out their fictional characters. "Daisy, you baby!"
Probably, yeah.
I am not proud of the things that have been said today. But
it's probably like some poor person who's in charge of it has to listen to all right, you have 1,300 media files to listen through to see if they're actually
just completely ruins your faith in mankind with how people react to a video game. Yeah, of characters like Daisy and Peach and what they're calling these people. "DK, you stupid ape! What are you? Why are you even a character?" I hate your new character model. I mean, I don't, but he hurt me, so I had to hurt him. Hurt people.
That's funny.
But yes, I haven't tried the battle mode yet. I did the knockout tour, and the knockout tour is really fun. It's a longer stretch because it's the transcontinental thing. They have the different routes across and you hit different tracks from different cups as you go. So it really adds to the variety, and it almost adds different cups in a way because it mixes them together, and it's longer, and it's the whole thing where if you're not in a certain place at a checkpoint, you lose. So Brandon and I did that, and we both got really close to the end on the first one, but lost. And then the second one, I think I don't think I won. I think I came in second. And then another one we tried, we both lost in the middle of it. I think DK passed us, and Brandon was in a good spot right before the checkpoint. And then all of a sudden, 6 people pass him. That's the thing with 24 people. There are waves of people randomly. You just see like, like just pass. It's crazy, but it is so much fun. I was hearing some shade basically with the game, with the whole, why is it called Mario Kart World when the world isn't really super interesting? It's not like Breath of the Wild. That's just so crazy to me. It's not Breath of the Wild.
It's not gonna be.
Know this. It's a kart game, and it's not Forza Horizon. Yes, they probably could have done more stuff with the open world, but with what I've played with just the races and just the knockout tour, if that's all there was, and maybe a few more modes in battle mode, in the whole open world thing wasn't even an option, everybody would just be critically, like, it would be so critically acclaimed of just, oh, it's so good, the races are so good and fun, but they have this mode which I find it just relaxing. I'm like, okay, I've had some rough races, I'm just driving around, I'm going to go find a few power switches. If anything, it's just practicing in the different areas, because you're always going to parts of different tracks. So you just exploring is just you practicing constantly, because
that's true. Yeah.
And I like that. And you can do it with your friends. And a cool thing is now when you're playing online, because we did a little online, when you're playing online, you're not just sitting in a lobby, you're in the area of the track you're about to do, or one of the tracks maybe.
Yeah.
Because it's a vote. And you're just driving around with these 24 other people waiting for the race to start. You're not just sitting in a lobby with your me, like, I'm using motion controls. No, you're actually racing and practicing. So you're constantly playing, which is really fun.
That is really nice. I like that.
Yeah, it's the interactive lobby, which I think even in my Mario Kart prediction video, I was really hoping for.
So if you wanted to do a race that was like, let's say on the other side, is there like a quick way to get there, or do you have to essentially drive the whole entire?
You mean if you want to if you want to get to a
like
track,
one specific race that's on the complete different opposite side of the map?
I'm trying to think about your question. So do you mean if you just want to drive on that track to practice?
Because it's like a whole huge map, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're on like, just using the real world example, right? Because I don't have it. So if you're racing, you're in America right now, and you want to drive on a Chinese track, do you have to like drive the whole way across? Even though
if you're in free roam, if you're in free roam, you can quickly pull up your map and just warp there.
Oh, okay, that's good.
And then you can explore that whole area. And if you want to go across the map, you can. Now with the cups, the cups are set up to where it's a continuous drive to each track, through the track, and then to the next track,
like a route. So it's like,
yes,
okay.
So you're not just in one track and all of a sudden you're in the next one. You drive from the first track, you drive on the highway and through different stuff to get to the next track, and it counts as part of the race.
Is there like loading, or is it legit just like?
Well, there's an end screen where it shows the place and your points, but then as you start, each character's kind of driving themselves. And then Lakitu still does the 3, 2, 1,
like a transition into where it's not the map, but okay,
yeah. But then you're on the highway and you're driving to the next course. But that drive that you're controlling on the highway and on different roads, they count as laps of the total race. And then you do the actual course, and there's a couple laps of the actual course, and then you do the next little thing. But then when you're doing the knockout tour, there's none of that. It's just continuous. There's no loading screens. You just keep going. So it's just constant racing until you either get to the end or you're not in a high enough place to continue.
What's
So
the
that
average
is
time frame for that?
definitely longer than a cup. Well, I don't know about that. It feels longer than I think I feel like it's longer than a cup because
Okay.
you're I don't know how many you end up going through, but you're basically crossing the whole map or a section of the map. You're not just going from point A to point B, and that's the cup.
That does make sense. Yeah.
So I feel like it takes longer. I want to say getting to the end of one. Just say
Like
a cup
15
takes,
minute?
I'd say about 15 maybe, because I think a cup might take 7 to 10, depending,
Yes.
or maybe around 10, and I'd say at least 15 for the knockout tour. But yeah, it's just super fun. My first race online, I ended up getting second place, and I have to remind myself
Dang.
I only started playing, so I'm playing with all the other new people. I'm not with the sweats yet, like Corey,
Yeah,
the
everyone's
skeleton.
just learning.
I know, so I'm not gonna build myself up too much yet. But I had a couple good races, a couple bad ones, and something it just felt like with the balance, you were never safe in first, but you never felt out of it if you're in 10th or 15th.
That's good.
So I like that a lot.
It
But
gives me hope of being in 23rd.
don't even talk about it. You're not playing with me.
I'm not.
But outside of Mario Kart, I have done a little bit of the GameCube NSO app, and I did get the GameCube Nintendo Switch 2 controller.
Nice. I love it.
Works amazing. The button remapping's awesome. With Wind Waker, for whatever reason, the camera left and right is inverted. Why? I've always heard of invert up and down.
Yeah.
Why is Wind Waker's inverted left and right? I think Brandon's like, well, for when you're selling. I'm like, okay, maybe for selling and you're moving the cell and everything, but I'm not moving the cell with it. I'm moving the camera.
Yeah, I'm literally using his face to look.
I know. But with the button remapping, I was able to go in and change it. So it's not
really
inverting
nice.
it. I basically just reversed what each of these did. So that is a really nice option. It makes it a lot more enjoyable, and it looks amazing on the Switch 2. The upscale they do it's very clean. It just makes it look very faithful to how it's supposed to look, but super clean. And the CRT filter they added actually makes it really look like you're playing on a CRT TV. Usually you can kind of tell, oh, this is just a little filter, but I was looking at this and I'm thinking that is pretty good. I still don't play with it because I like the clean look, but
yeah,
I could appreciate it. I could appreciate it. Yeah, but I also got that F-Zero-esque game that was a launch title. I think it's Fast Fusion, and it's pretty fun. It's like a $15 game. It's I played it with Brand. I just got it today, and it's a little interesting where you're this futuristic car and you're driving kind of like F-Zero, but you hit this button and this little transparent shield around you turns from blue to red. And you can hit, I think it's the X button. You hit the X button and it changes it from blue to red or red to blue. So as you're driving, there's these little boost pads on the ground and they're either blue or red. So you have to make sure your shield is the color matching the boost pad, which can vary in length, or else it kind of grips you and really just holds you down. And
dang, okay. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. I don't think it might damage you if you're on it too long, because I think Brandon exploded a couple times.
That's hilarious.
But it's actually pretty fun. I liked it, but it also has the right and left trigger where it moves you left to right or right to left, just like F-Zero does. So it feels like F-Zero in that way. And there's also a boost button, and you have a boost meter, but they have these little orbs you can get to refill your boost meter, and
Yeah.
I don't think you blow up if you use it all. I think that you can wreck though, because there's a jump button, and sometimes you see a weird combination of the boost stretches, blue and red. It's I panic and I accidentally hit the jump button and I jump into like
I can
an
see that.
overhang.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of funny, these different things that happened when Brandon and I were playing. I think I can actually check the title just to make sure I get that right. You can hear my Switch in the background. Oh my god, I had Mario Kart up. It's called Yep, I was right. It's called Fast Fusion. Thought it was called Fast
Nice.
Fusion Neo, but I think it's just Fast Fusion.
The little
But yeah.
promo there, if you're watching the video.
Yeah, I know.
Just
I
saw the
know.
back of it, the Switch 2.
I know. Switch 2.
Switch
Yeah,
2.
That's what I've been playing. I also tried the Switch 2 editions of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Okay.
Because if you have the expansion pack, it's actually included. Otherwise, it's a $10 upgrade. So I really only tried Tears of the Kingdom, but it almost doesn't feel real. I'm so used to seeing the 30 frames a second, not even steady or consistent on the base Switch. So playing it at a steady 60 with a higher resolution.
Okay.
I'm just like, is this real? Like, this does not feel like the same game in a good way. So I'm excited to actually jump back into these games. That's one of the reasons I've been holding off on my Breath of the Wild stream on my channel, because I started that. I kind of stopped it for a little while because I wanted to be playing the definitive version since I started a new playthrough anyway. So
yeah, I've been seeing things online that's like it's easier to like shiny hunt and stuff on like Pokemon Violet and Scarlet, and it just like looks a lot better and feels a lot better. So that's pretty good.
Yeah. So I'll save some of more of my impressions with the Switch 2 for the end because what I've been playing recently is the Switch 2, so kind of got into it right now. But what have you been playing?
Brotato.
Not the Switch 2.
Not the Switch 2. We'll get into that later.
Freaking betraying my ass over here.
Last minute too. I know, but I've been playing Brotato again, still constantly. It's tough. I'm still trying to beat all the characters on difficulty 5. It's challenging. It's like sometimes you get so far and the build isn't just right, so you just have to start over. So,
okay,
it's been a bit of a challenge, but it's still pretty fun.
Cool.
And then I also tried another one. It's called Guilty as Sock, which I guess it is almost like a shout out to Round. But he mentioned this game to me, and I ended up getting it. Guilty as Sock is like a courtroom style game where you and your friends have a particular role in a courtroom. So like one of your friends could be a judge, the defendant, the accuser, and it's nice because you could customize the sock to like look very nice. It's kind of funny. It's silly. You can also like throw paper at people or turn them into planes and chuck them. Have different emotes. But like the whole premise of the game is if you're the accuser, you pretty much get to name the person you're accusing and what they're guilty of. So then that just sets the premise for everybody. And like the judge, could determine who goes when, but you just have like a deck of cards. And like if, I don't know, to keep it mostly friendly, because when we played it wasn't. It's like stealing fruit. But like you would have a deck of cards and it'd be like a dusty old spider. So you would have to be like, how did this dusty old spider, how's this evidence that he's guilty? And then you would have to, say your piece. I'm never really good at these like party games, but I tried it and it actually was fun. But then, the defendant would have his own deck of cards and pretty much try countering your argument with whatever cards he has available or they have available.
Sounds like a weird, almost like a take on apples to apples, but Is there a voting kind of system,
It's
or
the judge. It's kind of whoever, like one of your friends is a judge, so they
okay?
also could talk,
Just
and they
like
also could like mute you if you're talking too much and stuff like.
that's
It's not like
funny.
mute, but they like hit you with their like gavel and it like mute you for like 5 seconds.
That's funny.
Yeah, and you could bring eyewitnesses up to the stand too, and they're kind of like random. It's fun. We actually mentioned you in it too, so maybe you'd be willing. It's like, yeah, I feel like I'm promoting it, but it was like $4.95, so it was
So not $80
it was not. It gets
or
that later.
$50. Yeah.
Not $80. It is
Not
a $5 game. It's pretty fun for $5. Other than that, I'm kind of dipping back into the indie horror games. It's been a while. I played Thunderhead, which is like you're pretty much a milk delivery man in like the Midwest back in the times, and it's just
The dream.
I'm not gonna wait. What?
I said the dream.
The dream. Yeah, you're delivering milk and juice. No idea where you got the juice from, but you're delivering both.
You trust
It's
the
just
juice.
like, yeah, it's just a fun, nice little indie horror game to play. I enjoyed it. Then I guess I played a little bit. A Quiet Place, another indie horror game. That one's a little bit like, that one's a bit darker. I don't want to ruin it too much because I haven't released it yet, but it's definitely a touch on, I guess, more family drama in your view as a child. So it's deep. It's deeper than I thought it was. I saw the graphics and they're like,
it just gets a lot heavier than you expect.
yeah, it's like cartoony, and like the people are like cardboard cutouts, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of adorable. How's this a horror game? And then playing through it, I'm like, oh.
Oh,
Like if you need help, there's people available, and it's like,
oh my gosh,
it hits
it's like emotional damage.
Yeah. And then finally finished Backrooms Rec. I call it Rec, but like I'm pretty sure it's just short for recording. Also pretty good. We like stopped the video at like a point where we literally only had 2 maps left, and it's kind of funny. I'm actually currently editing the video for next week, which I guess is this week. But Destroyer and I legit died at a part. I'm trying to even think what you had to do. You had to get fuses in order to open the door so you could proceed, right? But there's something chasing you, obviously.
Yeah.
So we both died, and Round was the last one left. And then we're like, oh, no big deal. We'll come back. No, he legit beats the game.
Oh my god.
And we're still dead. So it's like it just Round plays the rest of Backrooms Rec.
That's too funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. Honestly, with those horror games, I'm fodder. Round is the solver, so I just make I last as long as I can.
When I play the game, those type of games with you, he's like, I'm just gonna follow Ryan, and he's gotta know what to do, and hopefully I don't die.
And that's the problem, is I rely on Round so much for that. So when we're playing, I'm like sweating. I'm like, oh no, like I actually have to
all
legit
the pressure,
pull us.
Pressure to be that person. I have to be Round now, and then if I'm playing with someone that's not you, that I feel like it falls on me. It's just a trickle down effect. I'm like,
what is this guy?
And it just gets more and more diluted, just more and more unreliable. Like you're maybe not as reliable as Round, but I'm not as reliable as you. It's like that, and it just goes like, trust me, go into that dark shed with the murder guy in there. It's going to help you.
Yeah, I like have no idea what's going to happen, but like you don't know. I'm like, just go in there, man. And you're like I don't
make
like
a right,
that.
a
like,
left, and another right, and then I just end up in the back rooms. I'm like, what?
You're like, why am I here?
No, Ryan, there's a big guy with a machete here. Is this supposed to happen?
Oh, I'm dead now. Thanks.
Okay. I feel like
we do have to finish that one game, you and I. But
which one?
You're gonna make me think of the name. The one horror game, the only horror game that we're playing currently that we have not finished, other than Paper Mario, which is not a horror game.
Oh, that one. Yeah,
that one. I think we only have like an episode left. Speaking of which, a plug for us: if you're enjoying this episode of NMR No More Respawns, please like the video and subscribe. It's Devourer. That's it.
Okay.
That's the
I
one.
definitely
That's
didn't
good.
just pull up my YouTube stuff.
No,
so.
that's good. As I went on a rant,
Yeah.
it's good that you did that.
Okay. No, sorry. What were you saying?
No,
The
that
plug?
was. I finished the plug. You're kind of there. But if you do like the video, subscribe. And like the video. It helps us out greatly. And comment. We love hearing from you. It's either going to be
time.
Yeah, it's a good. It's a good time. It's a good time for a plug-in.
Oh my god!
It'll be either Ben or I commenting. You had your one friend / coworker or whatever comment. I'm commenting back. You're like, I actually know them, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know, but it's okay.
Yeah. No, I saw you replying, and because he actually waited in line at GameStop because GameStop had a thing where you could buy it early. There was extra units to buy at 3:00 the day before, 3 p.m. So he got in line at 12 p.m. So he only waited in line for about 3 hours. He's like, oh, I got sunburned, but it was worth it. And I'm like, yeah. Because I was thinking he got there at 12. I'm thinking, dang, dude, you're gonna wait in line for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking, I used to do that, but that was 10 years ago, basically.
Yeah, not anymore. Meanwhile, he's waiting at the GameStop that stapled the screen.
Oh my gosh, I should ask him. He did get it at GameStop. I hope they didn't staple his screen. My screen was fine. I got it from Walmart. I put the screen protector on, and the screen protectors nowadays, I feel so old saying that. The screen protector nowadays are really nice. They have the little plastic frame that goes over it perfectly.
They're nice and flexy.
Yeah. Well, no, it comes in so you get this plastic shell that kind of latches onto your system, and then you peel one thing off, and it's perfectly, because it's a frame, it perfectly lines up with the screen.
That's
so once
really
you peel
nice.
the one thing off, you peel the one thing off, then you line it up, and it lines up perfectly. And
okay, good.
Then you just push it down, and you just take the plastic frame off, and you finish pushing it down, and it's perfectly lined up.
That's legit the worst. Remember, back in the day, you'd do it, and you get a fuzzy or random ass hair, or it would be misaligned, and you're like, I have to live with this. This is it now. It's solidified to the screen.
The little squiggly hair or dust particle, you have no idea, and it looks like a little bullseye because it has
and the air around it too.
Is there? And you're constantly pushing the bubble, just actually damaging your screen.
You're trying to massage it out.
You get the credit card, you're scratching it. You're like, oh,
why?
Yeah. I think I actually did pretty good not getting any dust under it. I did have one of those bubbles where it's one of the bubbles that you would expect would disappear after a day. But I'm always paranoid, and I still was trying to work it out for a while, and it didn't go away. But the next day, it was gone. So
that's good. They have made them more permeable, so basic air bubbles like that just disappear, which is fantastic.
Themselves out. But back on the DS days, you had bubbles.
It was done
the whole life.
What you saw, you had.
Yeah, back in the day when you'd get a screen protector and it would come with two. It wasn't, so you have an extra or for your friend. It was, they're going to mess up at least once. And sometimes they come with 3. And it was literally, I'd be throwing good screen protectors in the garbage because of the bad attempt. Now you get 2. I haven't had to use the second one in a long time for my iPhone or anything. Because I think most things have been coming with that frame thing, and like you said, it's more permeable, so the air bubbles do a pretty good job. I run a hot shower to get the dust to settle down. Then I bring
a system.
Oh, I do. I have such bad OCD with that. I just can't stand the little hairs under it. I can have a black screen and all these colors going on, and I'll still see it.
That's literally the worst. I have a confession to make though with that. I used to do the screen protectors, but I've messed up so many that I don't. I just don't. I just don't. The dude's just raw dogging it.
No.
I don't even know if that's safe to say on here, but
no
screen protector just because I don't want to mess it up.
I respect it. I actually had a phase where I did that, but I feel like I've seen people just drop their phone so many times and just spider web crack it, and I've done that myself with the screen protector on, and it's just worth it.
All right,
I hate it.
I'm going to say something you're probably not going to like. That is classic iPhone energy. I have not seen a single iPhone user without a cracked screen or screen protector yet. Maybe like one or two, but I'm talking like this is like 10%
Well,
of
I don't
people
think that's
don't have a cracked screen on the iPhone.
I don't think that's a reflection of the user as much as it is the product. I don't
Oh, okay. Yeah,
buy
you're
iPhones because
100% right.
I don't buy the iPhones because I think it's iPhone master race. I think I
You don't
buy
buy them
iPhones.
pre-cracked.
Yes, I buy the iPhones because it's just what Rachel has and just the interconnectivity and whatever. You're judging me so hard. Shut the
Yeah,
heck
no,
up.
this works out. I'm thinking because I have like a red background, you have a blue background. This is
I
a
was just
perfect
thinking
red
that.
versus blue. We have Android
Yes.
versus iPhone.
Yes. Oh my God.
you see Steve Jobs when he was designing the glass.
It's like the Tesla where it's like bulletproof glass, throws the thing at it, it just cracks. But yeah. So
Yeah, a short story there that that was all I've been playing.
so
Which is more than I've had, which is great.
yeah. So I think we're jumping into the big news in recent events. First of which is the question everybody's been wondering, the question that's been on everybody's mind who's been watching this podcast or listening to this podcast is, Ryan, did you get a Switch 2?
They may have been alluded prior in the chat, just a F in the chat if you're this far in the video. I did not. It was Ben and I were talking. I had my other friend Justin being like, "Yo, it's available here. Like, can you get it?" And then I ended up not, which is I guess going with our if we're doing a red versus blue here, I did not get the Switch 2 at the moment. I know you're going to talk about it more, but just the price at the moment, it was like $530 at Costco with tax. We're talking like $570. That's bills. So that's groceries on the table. So I was like, I honestly can't right now. I do have like a side job lined up. So if that if luck has it, I'm able to get it, then I will be able to like purchase it because I already pre-ordered Pokemon on the Switch too.
Oh no.
So I have until October now. So I do want to get it. Just, if you're with me, funds aren't available currently, so I
You're
had to
the
back
sole
out.
reason I haven't been able to test out the game chat.
No, I know. That was like the big thing. I'm like, Justin will have nobody, Ben will have nobody, and it just wasn't like the cards weren't there at the moment. Because I was all ready to go too. It was like almost 10. Costco's opening. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go. And then I was like, but should I?
Well, you say I have no one. I may have someone. It seems like Dom might buy the one I got from Sam's because I saw it. Yes, might. I saw it go live at Sam's, and there's multiple people, including Ryan at the time, who I knew was thinking about getting it, and I know how hard it's going to be to get a Switch 2, at least in the near future. So I grabbed it. It's something I know it's not going to be hard for me to move or return if no one wants it. So I just picked it up. I'm thinking, oh, I'll get that cash back, and someone with the card I use, and someone just pays me for it. Even price. Let's go. But It seems like Dom might be getting it, and he's excited about the GameCube stuff. I think he ordered the GameCube controller off the
well,
Nintendo
it sounds
website.
like it's set in stone then.
Yeah, it seems like he's pretty set on it. And I tell him, I know it's a lot of money. So if he changes his mind, it's no, because I told him, take your time. He might need a week or two to pay me back, but it's self-serving because then I'm gonna have someone to play with.
Yeah.
As I look at you.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I bring up the payment plan, and you're like, you know what, Dom? No, it's
Like,
good. It's good that
this
Dom's
Ryan
getting it.
guy, he betrays me. Oh my gosh. I was all excited. Play Mario Kart World with you. You know, I get it. I'm never gonna really actually rag on someone who doesn't get it because I'm not one of those people where I'm gonna gatekeep for Nintendo and be like, well, if you can afford it, then just don't play it. Like, no, I do think it's expensive. I think Mario Kart World is an amazing game, but there's games that are still coming out for 60 that are equally as amazing. So I think 80 is still pretty steep. Come on, 80. I would have probably let it go at 70 because that's the standard for a lot of games now.
Yeah. Is it?
I think for a lot of games, for PS5, Xbox Series X, not all of them, but for it's basically been an option in the industry for that generation lately.
Okay, because I did. I guess I do love Pokemon. I think it was $74.19 to pre-order, which it makes it sound like I'm promoting them, but they had an offer where if you pre-ordered it, so I might get physical, and you know how I feel about like physical games, but they give you a free like starter plush, and that's what got me. I want Totodile. I want Totodile.
I think that was a $5 increase because I think it's 70 for
no, that was tax. It listed 0 underneath like the sub item, but like it wasn't 80, and I did get the Switch 2 version because it comes out in October. So it's like, I hope to get one by then. If not, I'll just have to wait. But the plushie got me. I switched from digital to that physical card for the plushie. I just want Totodile. Love the little guy.
No, I would do the same thing. You know how I am with physical collectibles, as you always rag on me, and you're like, "You're kind of cute, though."
Well, I know now I feel like you have grounds to rag on me because I never get anything physical. I think I have like 3 games that I could actually like push into my Switch, and you have like a library.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man. But speaking of Pokemon, Nintendo released a trailer of Scarlet and Violet, which, I mean, this was before the Switch 2 came out, but they released a trailer of Scarlet and Violet running on the Switch 2. And just like Tears of the Kingdom I was mentioning earlier, it looks like a completely different game with how smooth it's running. So that's something I'm looking forward to going back to because I never really got too deep into Scarlet or Violet, or I think I have Scarlet.
Is good. Yeah.
So I'm excited to play with actual frame rates that are not making the game look like a slideshow. I don't need a Pokemon flip book. I just want to play a smooth looking game. So that is something I'm looking forward to going to. Something else that happened was people who pre-ordered it from Walmart, like me, luckily it didn't happen to me. Right before launch, people were having their pre-orders canceled. But it seems
why?
It seems like since then, Walmart made it right and added it back to their cart to repurchase.
Oh,
it's like a one-time thing, and they were still able to get it. From what I understand, I don't know if they were able to get it at the same time frame or not. I think so. But that is something I was also afraid of. And I'm still happy I got it from Walmart because something that happened during launch for GameStop was stapling the receipts to the front of the box, and the screen is right on the top. So it was puncturing the screen. So people were having dents in their screens and dead pixels and stuff from GameStop stapling the receipt to it.
I was reading stuff about that. If you're buying this like system, why would you want, like, if anything, I could see tape. Like you
Yes,
just
or a
tape the
sticker.
receipt to it, or the sticker is a pretty good one. Just
Best Buy
GameStop
is known for
sticker.
those cement stickers.
Yeah,
But I'd
well,
still
they
rather have
are,
that.
but at least it's like at least there's hope. But like a staple, you're buying this box, like the system's $500 just to get a hole puncture in it. Let
Yes.
alone like getting the screen damaged. But
Well, I don't know. GameStop, sometimes I think they've been a lot better, but I had this experience where I bought all this game and it was brand new. I opened it up and there's a big scratch on the disc. It was looked like something that happened in production, or I don't know, but there's a big line. So I returned it. I said, "Hey, there's this big line on it when I open it." And the guy was like, "Oh, okay." And he gave me a new one. Same scratch on it. So I think it was just the batch they got this scratch, and he was giving me a hard time about it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get this from Walmart. And I can't. It's not just GameStop. I don't know if I ever told you the story where I got the Mass Effect Legendary Edition or Legendary package where it came with every Mass Effect, and it was in 4K and everything on the PS4, I believe. Well, I got that from Walmart, PS4 case. It had the disc in it, or it had the art, everything. It was sealed. Pop it open. Mass Effect 2 from the PS3 was in the box.
What?
Yes. It was the most random thing. I just thought to myself, I'm gonna look like I'm trying to pull a fast
like you're
one
trying
on
to
them
swindle
when I
them.
go to return it. So I had to go in there and I had to explain this is what was in the case when I opened it. But it was pretty believable because the disc was brand new. It wasn't like some old, obviously used, stuffed up PS3 disc. I almost wanted to keep them. Like, this looks like a brand new Mass Effect 2 PS3 disc when it came out so long ago. It was the most random thing.
That's wild. They're probably still to this day. Like some guy tried swindling us, but I had to return it anyway.
Yeah, it was definitely. And well, I think the reason it wasn't super obvious, I was trying to like scam them, is I had to use. I basically all they could do is give me store credit to get the game again, and
that's fair.
And then I opened it in front of them too. I don't think they made me do that, but I like, hey, let me open this in front of you. So,
just in case.
Well, also it's kind of showing that I'm not trying to just take a new copy that I kind of get for free, which wasn't for free because I was getting equal value.
Yeah, I was gonna say you already paid for it.
But I guess unless I get equal value and then I end up selling, I kept the real disc and sold it and put an old one, whatever. But I didn't do that. So I opened it in front of them. But it was just such a weird,
so bizarre,
such a weird thing. But we kind of went over that you weren't able to get the Switch 2.
Yeah.
But I will kind of go over my first impressions here. And this is pretty much going to end things off here. But
besides the quiz at the end, stick around for me quizzing Ben at the end.
The quiz.
The quiz, the Brainrot quiz.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's the main show. So here we go. Switch 2, if you're watching the video, I will kind of show some things as I talk about it. But it's definitely a lot bigger.
Nice.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot bigger than the normal Switch and significantly bigger than the OLED too. But thickness wise, it's the same thickness. So it feels still really good in the hand. Oh, not when you're holding it like that. But when you're holding it, it still feels really good. The Joy-Cons are a lot bigger. So my desk.
Well, wait, how do they click in and out? Is it still like the button thing, or what is it?
It's a magnet. So
I did know that, but does it just pull, or is there like
something I actually found out? This is its own little controversy. So there's a game that is a launch title. It's called Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, made by Nintendo.
I've heard about this, but go ahead.
And this should have been a packing game. no question, Switch Sports was a pack-in game for free for the Wii. This is a freaking $10 game. I'm not going to get into it too much. Out of principle, I'm not buying this, but it's something I wouldn't mind trying out. But I watched the little trailer for it on the eShop. You're like, oh, you were about to buy it, weren't you? But I watched a little trailer on it, and it gave a little thing, and it did. But this is why it should have been free, because it does give kind of cool little tidbits about the Switch too.
Yeah.
And I found out with the whole magnet, the Joy-Cons, the SL and SR buttons are actually metal. So,
That's
and they're
nice.
bigger. If you're watching the video, you can kind of see it's kind of blends in, so it is hard to see. But they're a lot bigger. But the buttons are metal, so that's actually what attaches to the magnets on the inside, and then
Crazy.
it just snaps in. And it's a strong magnet, so I can pull pretty good, and it won't come out.
Okay.
It is a magnet though, so if you pull hard enough, it will. But
yeah,
for any reasonable amount of tug it's going to get, it's not going to fall off. And
so it's not
and
a clasp and a magnet.
No,
it's just magnet.
It's so nice. And then there's a button here, and all it does is push this little plastic thing out, and it pushes it, and it comes off super satisfying. If you're watching the video, you kind of just push it, and it comes out.
Yeah, it's like on the back.
You can kind of see. That's
okay,
all
yeah.
It just comes out, just pushes it out, and back in. That's it.
That's actually a lot better than the other like little small button on the first one. Is that like actually a button, or is that purely just for that? It's just for that, right?
Yes.
It doesn't interfere with like the trigger?
No, it doesn't.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So another thing is the mouse mode. With the Joy-Con being bigger, you can kind of see that's one of the best things about it is it's a lot bigger than the old Joy-Con. It's actually pretty comfortable, and I don't have the biggest hands, but I can only imagine how much better this is going to be for people with bigger hands to hold it sideways.
Yeah.
For if you're doing a multiplayer game like that. But when you use it as a mouse, it's really cool because you don't have to do really anything. I can kind of, like I say, if you're watching the video here, I'm going to show you. So there's the home screen. I have the mouse, or I have the Joy-Con. All you have to do is you have to just turn. You don't have to hit any button. You just turn it to where the sensor's facing down. You put it on something, which I have it on a mouse pad right now. And then, then you just have your cursor.
Is the cursor like a classic mouse symbol? I could see it, but yeah, it is.
It's
actually pretty neat.
It's just like a black mouse cursor, and you just you can just open anything on the home screen, any menu by clicking. You can use the analog stick to scroll, because the analog stick is on the inside. So when you're holding it like this, you can do that and use it almost as a scroll wheel.
That's really neat.
Yeah, and it's not like you kind of have to hold it in a certain way and then adjust your finger to use it. It's kind of hard to use it while your thumb's just on the analog stick to use it as a scroll wheel, but it's not super hard just to stop, put your thumb on it, scroll, and then go in. And I know they're going to be selling attachments and everything to put your Joy-Con in to use it a mouse. But for the sake of, if you're just playing on your couch, you have your Joy-Cons, you're playing, turn it. Oh, let me just click around this way while I'm on the eShop or whatever. If you want to do it that way, it's really nice.
That is pretty neat. I do have a question about the Joy-Con, if you don't mind.
No, go ahead.
You're like, yes, I do mind. You know how for because I don't have it, so I don't know. So for the Switch, you know how when you have the Joy-Con off, they had like the little like plasticky attachments that kind of click on it. So then that way, like for the wrist holders and whatever, do they have something similar to that? Or is it just kind of...
You're killing me, Ryan.
Is it somewhere else? Is it located somewhere else?
It is not with me at the moment, because I actually put it in this case. I should have brought the case down because I'm proud of the case. I got it for $10 on Amazon. It's a nice case.
Oh yeah, you send that to me.
Yeah, but I have it in there. Yes, it does come with wrist straps, and I wish I could show you, but it attaches to the bottom, and it has like a surface to where if you're using this on a harder surface where it will go better, and it kind of, you don't worry about scuffing up that part of the Joy-Con
Okay,
using it
that's
on
actually
different.
really
I think
nice.
it's more, the surface is made more. I mean, this has little grips and stuff to do it, but if I used it just with the base Joy-Con, I would use it on a couch arm, something soft. If I did anything hard surface, I'd definitely have those wrist straps on.
Okay.
It has this stupid actual wrist strap that goes on your wrist, and it doesn't look like you can take it off of those without cutting it. But it's so tempting for me just to cut it, because all I'd really want to use those for is for that part
Yeah.
that protects it. But Nintendo doesn't want us throwing them into the TV, so
That's been their thing for a while.
yeah, I might not want to deal with that. The Wii scarred them for life with that. But yes, the Switch 2, the weight of it is, it definitely has some weight to it, but it's nothing like crazy. It's not anything that is making it uncomfortable to play for a while. The screen
Okay.
is huge, and
It looks a lot
1080p,
bigger.
120 hertz screen, HDR. So a big upgrade from the 720p non-HDR 60 hertz screen from the previous one. I guess the downgrade is the OLED, but I think the colors still look it's a really good
It
LCD
does look
screen.
nice.
And I don't have dark mode on yet or right now, but it's really nice. The performance is a lot better. One of the biggest tests is going on the NSO app, which I have up here,
Which is,
and
yeah.
it runs a lot smoother. I cannot control things, but you can just kind of see how quickly that loaded compared
Oh,
to
yeah.
when you're on the
Yeah.
Switch 1, where you literally are looking at a blank screen for a long time. So, and here I can kind of go to, I have to go to, the Nintendo Classics. Can I maybe click on things? There's a screen that I kind of went on, and when you're on the screen, it kind of plays a little thing when you're hovering over things, which here, I think I found it. Yeah. So
I'm curious.
you put it over these things, and it has this little thing, that the little videos that kind of just plays. So it's a lot more of an interactive thing. And
that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's more immersive, I feel like, for like the experience of just going in and looking at the different options, the expansion pack and things like that. But really nice.
That.
The home screen is you saw if you're watching, or if you've seen any gameplay, it's pretty much the same. It just kind of, there's more sound effects going on though. It reminds me more of the Wii, where there's this just weird, charming sound effects when you press buttons and everything. I think a good example is when you hit the chat button. It has a little sound effect. I can get out of there, but you can hear it maybe. You hear that?
Oh, yeah.
There's a whole bunch of different sounds like that when you go into different things. So I like that. I think it just adds more character.
It does.
Yeah. I didn't really get to check the webcam compatibility, but something I did get to check is the GameCube app. And I kind of talked about that earlier from when I was talking about the games I've been playing, but definitely is nice. The games look clean. I was playing the games in widescreen, F-Zero GX and Soul Calibur. They just look great. And
love it.
Surprisingly enough, the GameCube controller came the day of launch, even though the Nintendo website said it didn't ship yet. So it was a pleasant surprise. I saw the box. I'm like, that box looks like it would be the GameCube controller, but
that's hilarious.
It didn't ship yet. They don't make mistakes. But yep, I open it and there it is in all of its glory. looks nice. It has the home button, the S, L, and R buttons. It has the chat button, capture button, everything you
Love
need.
it.
And something that was annoying was there's a little message on the GameCube controller, like on the website, where it says not compatible with anything outside of the NSO app or whatever.
Okay.
And then all these news outlets were reporting that you can't use it for other things like you could with the other ones. But the other ones had that same type of message.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what you guys, this is just such news fluff that why would it be different? I mean, I could see Nintendo being weird, but it has the same messages. Sure enough, you can use this with other games. And for some reason, this actually has a gyroscope in it. So you can actually use this for a game like Splatoon. It is a $65 controller, so it's a little pricey. So maybe that's where the gyroscope came from. I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. It has a gyroscope in it. You could probably use it for tilt controls in Mario Kart if you wanted, but definitely nice. Love using this for the GameCube games. And I'm one of those people that I love playing the classics with the actual controller. So I always get the classic controllers, at least one, maybe two. Rip my wallet.
That's weird about the complaints. Like, I'm not going to be playing Pokemon Scarlet or Violet on my N64 controller. Like, it just why?
I think once you get to the GameCube controller, it gets more likely of maybe using it because it is just such a well-made controller.
It really is. It really is.
But speaking of well-made controllers, something else I got is the Nintendo Switch 2 Pro controller.
That looks nice.
This thing is slick. This thing feels so good. I check it out on my channel, not on a plug or anything, but I did an unboxing and I did a gameplay test with it on Mario Kart. But I like the two-tone design. It has the chat button on it. It has a headphone jack, which is just so weird to see on a Nintendo controller. But
it is.
So one of the coolest things, which is going to be really hard to explain, but the analog sticks, they don't rub against the plastic. So it feels like they're suspended in midair. I don't know how they do it, but I'm trying to get
that's
an angle.
Interesting.
It's hard to see, but it stops right before.
Huh.
So it feels in the analog sticks on the Joy-Cons are the same way, and it feels like they're just suspended in midair. Like it, I don't understand it. It doesn't do the grinding.
Yeah,
I don't know.
That's neat.
But once I see you, I'm gonna have to show you. And if you ever have a chance to just, even if you're not gonna buy it because it's pricey, even though I saw it for $75 at Costco, $10 off, you missed out. But yeah, if you ever have a chance to try one, it's just a really cool feeling. It just feels so smooth. I go back to my Switch Pro controller, and now it's just like knives on plates with it grinding against the plate. But analog sticks are really nice. I'm not sure how that works, but I think it's pretty cool. I don't know how it's gonna look after some wear, but
yeah,
the controller's super comfortable. I'm like, I always get the Pro controller with the new system when it comes out, and
I don't blame you.
That thing's gonna get a lot of wear, but I feel like my hand was already cramping at playing so much Mario Kart, just holding in the A button like nonstop. But yeah, Pro controller, really nice. Overall, though, I'm having a blast with the Switch 2. I think I like the Switch so much. And it's just such a significant upgrade in all aspects of the Switch. The OLED, the only upgrade was the screen, no upgrade in performance. And the battery and the base Switch was already upgraded, so that wasn't even an upgrade exclusive to the OLED. So this is the first upgrade with actual hardware with the Switch. So you just feel it so much playing and how smooth everything runs, and actually seeing 4K. I know it's upscale, but 4K graphics on Mario Kart on my TV. I'm like, this is just insane. And just the scope of Mario Kart World and all the stuff going on and 24 people at a time, you just really feel that increase in capability.
That is really neat, though. I love that.
Because I feel like with what they were lacking in hardware, they made up in software with the Switch 1. And now they have hardware that can actually give that next gen kind of performance. So I'm looking forward to see what Nintendo comes up with and what third parties do with the system. But having a lot of fun with it for sure.
I do have a question about the controllers, though. So, like, would I be able to use my Pro Controller or Joy-Cons on yours? Or is everything kind of locked to the new Joy-Cons? And
they are 100% compatible. So,
okay, good.
So Rachel, when we were playing, she was using my Switch 1 Pro Controller.
Okay.
For Mario Kart.
Good.
You can use your Joy-Cons from the Switch 1 as controllers. You can't snap them into the system.
Correct. Yeah.
You can link it to it and just use it sideways. You could put them in a Joy-Con grip, just use it as a controller. So you don't have to worry about rebuying a ton of controllers to have friends or family use.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good. I lost a couple of the Joy-Cons for like months, so then I caved in and bought like 2 new ones. So it's good to know that like whenever it happens, I can still use that if I have like other friends, family over.
Yes,
they could use.
Yeah, give them the dinky Switch 1 Joy-Cons. Like, you're not using the Switch 2 ones. These things are like $95.
I mean, I don't know if I call them dinky. They're not like Mad Cats, you know. They're
yeah. No, I know.
They're good. No, I know what you mean though. It's like you're using the old ones.
Yeah. But yep, that's my initial impressions with the Switch 2. I have a lot of Switch 1 games to go back to with the improvements. Some games for the Switch 1 that have uncapped frame rates just run amazing on the Switch 2.
Oh.
Like those Dynasty Warrior games where there's just a lot of fighting going on?
Yes.
Well, there's the Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. I have that on the Switch 1. And that game is just known for the frame rates just being crazy because the Switch 1 can't handle all the crap going on the screen. So it always turned me off to actually giving it a nice full play because you just get into a slideshow with a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
But that's one of those games that have an uncapped frame rate. So I was watching gameplay of people playing that on the Switch 2. No stutter. I'm just like, that's what the game's supposed to look like. So there's a couple of games that I'm definitely going to go back to on the Switch, from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2.
Yeah.
Because they're playable now. So I'm pretty excited about that.
No, I love that. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah. So that's all I have. I know you want to play a game.
I know, and I know we said we're going to keep it shorter than what we did with the other one. So without further ado, I wanted to finish with something a little bit different. So Ben here, since why not? We're going to be doing a Brainrot quiz with you, and I'll ask you the questions, and you answer, and we'll see what Brainrot meme you are. Are you ready?
No.
All right, pick a real life animal: shark, crocodile, bear, or monkey.
Bear.
All right. How would you rather get about? Jogging, flying, by bike, or by train? I know it doesn't specify where you're going, but like ideally,
that's a big difference. It's a big difference.
It is.
Give me a backstory. Do I like traveling? Did I grow up in a
I know
a city or
let's say like
country?
ideal, like if you could live in an ideal location where everything was like close, sort of thing, is how I picture it. Not like you're traveling to Florida and you're gonna have to like jog there, you know.
I like traveling on a train, but I think my answer is going to be on a bike.
Honestly, I'd probably pick the same thing. What's your ideal holiday? Chilling on a beach, soaking up some history, going to a busy, super modern city, or hiking? I can repeat these if you need.
Say a beach.
Beach. That's a good one.
Hiking was a runner-up there.
What's more important? Having a laugh, doing a good job, exploring, getting fit and healthy.
Repeat it.
Having a laugh, doing a good job, exploring, getting fit and healthy are more important. This will determine your Brainrot meme character, so this is a very important decision.
Okay. I'm gonna say having a laugh.
Having a laugh, nice. Pick a meal.
That's it.
Muesli. I can't say it. Muesli for breakfast. Big sandwich for lunch. Burritos for dinner. Fruit for a snack.
Fruit for a snack.
No way. I could swear you're gonna say burritos.
That was what I was originally gonna say. That is what I was gonna say.
I can't change it. Do you want to change it?
I just had a big dinner, and right
you just
now,
want a snack.
Some grapes or a strawberry sound good. Not a big burrito after I just ate Chili's.
No, I mean, I'd probably want a big burrito still. All right, choose another way to rot your brain that isn't these memes. Staring at a wall for 10 hours a day, memorizing all of Skibbity Toilet, stop talking and just make meaningless noises instead. Dedicate your life to painting portraits of Big Chungus.
I'm gonna say
you want to rot your brain instead of memes.
Skibbity Toilet, probably.
Skibbity Toilet. I'm really feeling the painting portraits of Big Chungus. That's a solid one.
Yeah.
What sport do you prefer?
I think when I think of brain rot, I just think of Skibbity Toilet.
That's honestly fair. That's fair.
But
what
anyway,
sport do you prefer? Football, high jump, swimming, tennis. I honestly don't know why high jump and swimming is in there, but
well, I used to be on the swim team, so that
sure.
I was. You don't believe me?
No, I believe you, but I would expect football, baseball.
You want to answer for me?
No, go ahead. You're gonna say football though, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, swimming is a close second though with it because I haven't been watching as much football lately.
All right, 2 more. The best memes are what? Funny, obviously funny, weird, or scary.
Weird.
I'd agree with that one. Would you rather be what? Famous, respected, underrated, physically fit?
Underrated.
I think physically fit's a good one,
Shut the heck up.
I'm not physically fit. I think we're both underrated. What are you doing when you're not rotting your brain with AI memes? Cooking, reading, doing my homework, or exercising? I guess for doing homework, I guess we could say like editing, right? I feel like that's about the same. Cooking, reading, doing editing, exercising.
Lately, I just say exercising. I haven't done too much editing lately, unfortunately.
I'll probably have to send you the image. Maybe we'll have it in our thumbnail. You are Bear Orito, Apple Pit Oli Roti Ito.
Wow, I'm not going to try to.
Please don't make me say that again.
Wait, what was it again?
Yeah, I'm going to say it again anyway. Barrito, Apple Pito Loritito.
Oh my gosh.
Which is different than what I said the first time. Okay,
yeah,
let's
I like
see here.
The first time the best.
You're another strange brain rot image. A bear inside an apple. It's the name I just said. Which is definitely not a real Italian meme. What does this weird bear do? Why does it do it? Nobody knows. Rather, a different weird image. Take the quiz again, but we're not going to. That's good. You're an apple bear, essentially. So that's great. That's good for you. I'm proud of you.
That's amazing. That's amazing, and I love it. I'm looking forward with great anticipation of seeing this meme.
I know. I'm 100% going to be sending it to you. You know what? And if
Okay.
I'm the one editing, I'm going to add it right here. Right there.
Right there. Right there. There you
Right
go.
there.
There you go.
It'd probably
There
be
you
in the thumbnail too, just so everyone knows. But no, I
Okay.
do plan on either of us having like a weird quiz game, whatever you think of at the end of the video. So,
Well, I already thought of mine for the next episode.
damn it. Oh. All right. Well, stay tuned for the next one as I'm going to get drilled.
Well, you want me to? I can tell you. I almost need to tell you what
need
it
to
is.
tell me?
So you can almost try to prepare if you want to, or you know, because it's a little. I don't want to say it's obscure, but it gives you a slight thing. It's going to be similar to this, but it's going to be trivia.
Oh, all right.
It's going to be trivia
Is
on one of the games we've played together.
okay.
You want me to tell you which one?
I think that defeats the purpose. Like, I feel like I don't want to know and be surprised, but honestly, I'm going to fail it.
Okay, fine. I won't tell you, but it's a game we've played together.
It's music, isn't it?
It's a game.
It's a game.
So it would be a question about the game that we've played together.
Okay. So essentially, you're proposing a Valentine's Day quiz for me for the next episode.
Yeah.
It's something we've done together. You better not mess it up.
I know. So stay tuned for that. And Ryan will do an amazing job. Oh my gosh, my cat's harassing me right now.
That's hilarious.
Here, maybe she'll come and say hi. Penny, come here.
In the meantime, again, please like the video, comment, share it. It helps us out greatly. And if you're watching the video, there's
Penny.
There's Penny.
Oh, geez. She tries to murder me. All right. But yeah, guys. Thanks for watching.
I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Do. See you in the next one.
We see you later. Bye.
No more